Hey guys, this is Sean Sandridge back with another video. So I have not watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta this whole season. I barely watched last season, and I was home alone after a long weekend of volunteering in Chicago, and I just decided, it just so happened I turned the TV on and it was on, and I have to say it was an interesting episode. So let's talk about some things. Now, we do know first about Nene that she is going through it, dealing with Greg and having cancer. In this episode, because this was like a very talked about episode where she was either fine for her touching the cameraman. So let's talk. I don't want to recap the whole thing. I probably might talk about stuff, but let's talk about some things about the show. So Nene is upset. Greg left the hospital early and was only to be readmitted because there were blood clots. Now, she says she was devastated, and I believe that because on top of his other issues, and she has also dealt with it. Don't forget, Nene had a scare several seasons back, maybe about 4 years back, when she was still Housewives and she was doing the Glee, and she was really Miss Hollywood back then. She was doing so much traveling back and forth, and then one day she was sick and not feeling well, and come to find out, she had life-threatening blood clots. So I think that on top of the cancer, and it has really switched the roles for her. I know a lot of people are giving Nene a lot of backlash about her being selfish. But I feel a little bit different about it with Nene. I think when you have been the person, just because you have a strong personality does not mean you are built for such a thing as being a caregiver, a caretaker. She has a strong personality, but she ain't built for the stuff that it takes to take care of the spouse, to be to have that mental shift. And I think people are saying that she's being selfish because she's used to being the center of attention, and I do think that might be true. However, I feel a little differently about it with Nene, because we all of us who are married and take vows, for better or for worse, we don't always know what that worst is going to be like. And in our minds, our worst, we think we can handle it. But, when you're in the throes of a situation such as this, where it really takes everything out of you, plus you still have to manage to be a provider, and it's on TV, I think things are just magnified. Now, listen. Me, you, and the rest of us live in the real world, and we do know plenty of people, unfortunately, that have been touched in their lives by cancer, and the husbands or wives and even parents have gone through with such, we would say, grace and valor, that you say to yourself, I don't know if I could be as strong as him or her. Or I don't know how they can still stay together. I've known plenty of people, and I'm sure you have too, where people have cancer and they still going to work. And then, I have a very good friend. She ended up with breast cancer twice, and she's a teacher. And she had her good days and bad days, but she had a family and all that, and she had great support. Nene is just not built for this. And whether you like it or not, you're going to have people that are going to crumble under pressure. You've got scripted reality, and Nene is dealing with reality, and she's just not built for that life. And I think in some cases, when you have someone who you assume is the strong friend, you feel like they can handle it all, when in fact, sometimes they can't. Now, is she handling things well? Probably not. Probably not. And if I was a friend, because I'm a pretty patient friend, I would probably let some of that go. But as we saw, her and Marlo got into it. And when there's someone that's real close to you, just like she's upset about Greg dishing out on her, I think she's dishing it out on Marlo. So, you try to love them and give them some grace, and you just kind of move forward. I mean, but Nene's just not that girl. She might have a strong, loud personality, but she's not built for this. And she's starting to see the vulnerabilities that she has that she's never had to have before. I do believe the breakdown that she had was real. I do think that was real. And I think that her meltdown was real. And, it's just like anything else. When you do not handle your emotions appropriately, they come out at inappropriate times. And I think this was a really good example. She needs to find outlets to keep her through all of this, because, this is an ongoing thing. And, let's just face it, even after he, gets the clean bill of health, you still got that 5-year grace period that they always talk about, where you're still going to be mindful that every day is not promised. And, how do we handle the stress? She's under stress. All right, so let's talk about Shamari with her little drunk butt. All right, so Shamari, I'm surprised. See, this is how we know that Nene wasn't sweating too much, because Nene ain't too fond of people coming in her house that she don't know. And not only did Shamari bring a +1, but she brought a +2. But Nene knew what's up, because exactly what she thought was going to happen happened. So Shamari, that's only a $1.05 wet, can't handle her liquor, and she got drunk as usual, so much so that she threw up. Now, I found it funny because I have a family member. All you have to do is like fake that you're throwing up, and she starts gagging. And you look, she starts. It's so funny. We used to do that, and just to watch her have that gag thing. So, my thing, so Shamari goes and she throws up in Nene's bathroom. It's like, girl, we can't take you nowhere. Luckily, she was in the safety of somebody's house where she threw up. But still, like, girl, you're not going to get invited to people's houses if you be throwing up and then too drunk to clean up after yourself. But she knew what was going on, and she knows that she's about that life, because either she packed herself an emergency bag, or her good girlfriend that we've never seen on camera, maybe they were there during the baby birthdays. She's like, girl, we're gonna get you a change of clothes. She already knew what was up. She was like, girl, I'm gonna drink, and if I toss my cookies, I toss my cookies. I felt so bad that she tossed her cookies on Eva, because who wants all that? Now, I'm a mom, and like, my husband never liked smells, so he was not really big on changing diapers, and that didn't bother me. But like, throw up didn't bother him. It's like one of those things, like, what, pick your poison. However, these were children that I passed through my body, so it's a little bit different. Some girl just throwing up on me, threw up on her clothes and her shoes. It was a mess. So, knowing Shamari throws up in people's houses, would you invite her over to your house, or would you just give her a lot of club soda and you'd give her some watered down drinks? Put it in the comments. Okay, now, Nene had a bi-wig theme party, because she's big on theme parties. And you know what? Okay, I don't have nothing against wigs or weaves or anything like that. And but I have to say, I liked all the ladies with their real hair. I really did. I mean, I understand they want some volume and some length and stuff, and they, but I think it was cool. I don't even know why Candy was saying that her hair was boring. I don't really think Candy be having fly hair anyway. She's like, oh, it's just all plain. I mean, when she was in the little confessional talking about that her real hair was plain, You had a plain short bob with a little ombre on the bottom. I didn't think it was super fly. I didn't think it was that razzle dazzle. I didn't understand what the big problem was. You know, we all know Portia's extra. So, but I mean, hair was cute. Shamari's hair was cute. I'm like, ooh, I know I don't have that kind of hair that I get all them little ringlets, but I mean, Shamari, girl, you need to sport that. That was super cute with your hair, and you had a braid on the side. I thought that was cute. Marlo, you know what? This is what it is. You know what? Because I understand they're not TV glamorous, right? Because listen, Candy, Marlo, and Portia looks like just like us before weaves came in. Wrap that stuff real nice, and keep it moving. You look like you work at the bank. You look like a school teacher. You look like my CPA. You look like any other working woman that I know that don't have all that contour and eyelashes. So I didn't understand what the problem was. Nene, she looked like Nene. Although I really think that blonde hair is not doing her any good. I really think that she should do that honey darker, honey blonde, honey brown, something. But she's stuck on the blonde, so you got to give it to her. But none of them made me feel like they look bad. And truth be told, they're so over the top. I've never been envious of them. Like, I never seen their looks and like, oh my God, I wish I looked like that. I've never had that desire. I thought that they looked great. But they got an image to uphold, so I understand. So what else I want to talk about? So we talked about Nene, we talked about Shamari, we talked about okay. And then here's my last thing. I'm gonna go. Okay, so how long is too long to let somebody get themselves together and regroup before you say goodbye? Okay, because Nene was on one. They had a little falling out with Marlo. She went upstairs. Marlo went upstairs. Cynthia went upstairs. This is your party, your house, your guests. You leave and you don't come back downstairs. And you didn't look like you were going to come back downstairs. Like, how long do you let the hostess with the mostest stay upstairs before you go, all right, well, I'm ready to go? How much time? And do you think it's rude? I think it's good to regroup. But when half of the group or a third of the group is upstairs, like they're having their own party, why should you stay? I mean, after I'd gotten, crab legs look good. So after I would have gotten a good thing of the crab legs and stuff, I probably would have bounced. I mean, 9 o'clock, yeah, why not? I think 9 o'clock is acceptable. They'd been there since like 4, I guess, 3 or 4. Yeah, that's a long time to be with a bunch of people. It's time to go. Time to go. So, yeah, that's all I have about Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was interesting. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, let me know. Yeah. It was just something I saw. And did anybody see Married to Medicine LA? I haven't seen any reviews. All right. And let me know what you think about people who are the strong ones. You can be strong in some areas and not strong in others. And I do believe Nene has a strong personality, but she's just not built for what she's dealing with. She's getting through it, but she's not doing it gracefully. But I don't know if anybody could in front of the cameras. I can't say. That's why I'm cutting her some slack. So let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.